science news. Claudia, have you heard about the intellectual curiosity outbreak?
Yes, let's check it out with Amira, who's with Mr. Jones.
We're here with Mr. Jones today. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. We have a few questions to ask you, and the first one is, how does intellectual curiosity mean? What does it mean to you?
To me, intellectual curiosity is always asking questions. That there's always more to be learned, not settling for easy answers or being lazy with what you're trying to figure out.
Okay, thank you. The second one is, how did you use intellectual curiosity when you were in school?
I asked a lot of questions and read a lot of extra stuff. So, there may be an assignment or a topic that we're talking about that would lead me to ask a question, and that would lead to other topics. And so I ended up learning stuff that wasn't necessarily assigned, but was interesting to me.
Thank you. Hi, we're here today with Dr. Wolf. How are you today, Dr. Wolf?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. So we have a couple of questions prepared for you. And the first one is, how did you use intellectual curiosity in your school days when you were in school?
To be honest, I didn't. I was a terrible student, and it's one of the reasons that I became passionate about talking to students about this, because to me, school was just this process that had to be finished. And if I figured out the process, that I got a grade that was high enough that my parents stayed off my case, but low enough that I didn't have to put in a whole lot of work, I'd found like this perfect space versus this ability to see school as a means for growth. And so I feel like part of the reason I'm passionate about education is because I recognize how poorly in my high school years I used the opportunity that was set forth before me.
Thank you. And the last question is, how does intellectual curiosity honor God?
I think that the whole concept of what is the purpose of your life, it's to enjoy God and glorify God and enjoy Him forever. And so from that standpoint, I actually have the ability, this is an odd concept, but I can actually bring glory to God by using the mind that He's given me. And so I say something around here to students, and it freaks them out, that homework is actually an act of worship. We talk about like music and singing and prayer being elements of worship, but the fact that we are using the God-given gifts that God has given us to glorify Him, and that's through the element of learning and using your mind, that is actually an act of worship in doing that.
Thank you for answering the questions we have today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you.
Hey, I'm Nate Haley here, and I'm here with Daniel C. Giggles. And is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, why not?
Okay, first question is, what do you think intellectual curiosity is?
So to me, intellectual curiosity would be using everything you have and trying your best to further your knowledge and further your education, whether it is doing extra time studying, doing a little bit extra projects, or just make sure everything's in on time.
That's great. I have one more question. How does intellectual curiosity represent God?
So it honors God by using our talents, using what we have to do the best we can for God. Anytime we do our best in whatever it is, it's always glorifying to God. So using our best with our brain, our feet, anything we do is always glorifying to God. So intellectual curiosity, using the best of our talents, using the best of our education, glorifies God.
Really good words. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here with Miss Tilly. Hi, Miss Tilly. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We have a few questions to ask you about intellectual curiosity. So the first one is, what does intellectual curiosity mean to you?
Intellectual curiosity to me just means being a lifelong learner, never satisfied for what you have, but always pushing forward, learning more, and going deeper.
Thank you. The second question is, how did you use intellectual curiosity in school?
Well, honestly, my motivation in school was to play basketball and to be an athlete, so I maintained grades because of that reason. I wish I had been more intellectually curious. It probably would have paid off more at the next level, but it was not something that I thought about as a student.
How does intellectual curiosity honor God?
Genesis 1:27 says that we are created in the image of God, and one of the one of the ways that we reflect God the most is through our intellect. He is a wise, all-knowing God, and so when we show intellectual curiosity, we are reflecting our Creator.
Thank you for your answers. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Nate Haley here, and I'm here with Zion Hanchel, and I'm here to ask him a few questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so first question. What does intellectual curiosity mean to you?
It's trying to learn without depending on the grade.
Good. Also, one more. How does intellectual curiosity represent God?
God gave you a brain to use intellectual curiosity to be smart.
Okay, thank you, Zion.